be as authentic a human being as you can be. My name is Heather McClellan Johnson. I am currently the Managing Director of HMS Medical Group, which houses Medical on Miami, Burleigh Cove Medical and Burleigh Cove Respiratory Clinic, and opening in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, is Medical on Burleigh. So born in Canada to American parents. I was brought up in New Zealand. We went there in 1972, and so I went to school in New Zealand, and that's where I met my husband. And even though we didn't get married then, we were really young. Then I moved to America for my 20s, and then moved to Australia when I turned 30 to marry my husband. I got a fax, because no one really did emails yet. I got a fax from one of my best friends, and she said that her sister had been to the Gold Coast and had bumped into him, and he had said to her, "If you ever hear from Heather, let her know that I'm in Australia and I'd love to say hi." So I called him and he answered the phone. I said that I was doing a survey on ex-girlfriends that he was still in love with, and he replied, "Is this Heather?" And it just kind of went from there. I think the most difficult part about moving here was that I didn't have all my creature comforts. I had a really cute navy blue convertible, and I had a house that was completely fitted out. I had a huge network of friends, and a very average but fine for a 30-year-old career. So I think, being away from those normal, everyday sort of creature comforts and friends, that was really hard. The only reason why I came to Australia was to marry my husband. So Medical on Burleigh is opening on the 18th of April, that's Easter Monday. In that we are going to have quite a large focus on paediatric care. So we've got paediatric occupational therapists and speech pathologists, which are really needed in our local area. It's got quite a contemporary vibe about it, and we hope that people feel really relaxed when they come in, and they enjoy their surroundings, and they get some pretty great health care. So that's what we're doing now. Qualities of a good leader: whatever you're asking of your crew, you do yourself. Be prepared to do yourself. A good leader will get in there and help and clean and do whatever's necessary when that situation arises. Another leadership quality would be to make the hard choices. Even though it might be best for the whole and not for the one, you are the leader. That is my role, and I have to make those choices that mostly no one else wants to make. So that's part of leadership. It's not all super fun in a way, but that's the job.
There's about 30, 40 that are in transit somewhere.
The coolest thing about leadership that I can sort of think of is when everything is rolling beautifully. It actually sounds and looks a lot like an orchestra. That like the nurses, they could be the drums, and the doctors, they could be the woodwind instruments, and the practice manager could be the piano, and my business partner and I, we might be the conductor. And when we see all of these things just flowing, it's the most beautiful sound, because what resonates out of that music is healthcare. You can never discount that marrying the love of your life and having children is probably what would bring me the most joy. And I've always been a career woman. I've always wanted to improve the world. I think it's an honourable thing to try to do, and I wanted to be an employer that does care for their employees, treats them like human beings, listens to their issues, and offers something to the community that's actually worthy. You know, in business, the risk is that, yes, you actually end up with nothing. You lose your house, you lose your car, you lose your lifestyle. Everything that you've worked for, you can lose it. However, it doesn't seem healthy to me to have nothing more than workers at the bottom busting their backsides, trying to do their best, put food on the table for their families, and they're just treated like garbage day in, day out. There can be joy in the workplace. There can be fairness and equity. It really doesn't matter what position anybody has. We're all integral to the whole piece. So that's what brings me joy. Knowing that every service that I do is important, and every service that everybody else does is important, and the way we all treat each other while we're doing it. That's what's important to me.